Hey everyone, Gamer Edie from Gamehounds. With me is Nick DiNicola.
Oh, hello.
Hello. So we just got done. Nick just got home. We saw the PlayStation. Sorry, the PlayStation presser, and we're going to be adding Piss Boy Steve Ortegon, Piss Boy, in as soon as he gets all set up. But we couldn't contain ourselves after the Sony press conference. I'm going to say exactly what I said the minute that I heard the price. I'm going to just recreate that moment for you. Okay, hold on a second. Ready? Oh, it is over! The console war is over! That made Kevin come into the room and start looking over my shoulder.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Right. There's a lot of screaming going on in this house. I haven't been a PlayStation girl since PlayStation 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I might be going back. Boy, they held nothing back as far as taking digs at Microsoft and the Xbox. Wow. And they saved it to the last. And it's like you could see that they were doing it with a certain amount of glee. Like, I can't wait until I get to do this.
You could see Jack Tretton up there just smiling, just like reveling in it.
That's the most relaxed I have. That's the first thing I noticed. As soon as he came on, it's like, wow, that's the most relaxed I've ever seen Jack Tretton. He's normally a little stiff up there. Even after all these years of doing this, he's just got that, I'm not quite comfortable enough. I'm trying to prove something to you. And there was a confidence in him when he came up that I'm like, oh, fuck. They've won, and they know they've won. There was just fuck the games. Just get to the end, because I know that you know something that makes you very, very happy. And pretty much Sony said they are about games. This is a game console. We're not going to worry about your television.
Well,
we're not going to worry about stuff that Microsoft is doing.
He said, like, there's other media stuff on the way.
Sure.
But he didn't mention that. But I think the thing is, and I think what sort of drove people crazy is that, like, Microsoft, the Xbox is a game console, but it's a game console very tailored to the publishers.
Right.
And Sony was like, we're making the PS3 and we're making this for consumers.
This is the opposite. Yep.
Very specifically aimed at two very different audiences of gaming.
Yeah, and he set the tone when Jack Tretton came out at the very beginning, and he threw a big, fat, wet kiss to the fans. And he pretty much said, the gamers and the fans of PlayStation are what have been driving us all these years, and what make me go to work every morning at 7:30 in the morning. These are the things that drive me. This is the gas in my engine. And thank you so much, gamers, for supporting PlayStation. And he's always kind of mentioned it, but he's never thrown quite that big a French kiss, a big fat tongue kissing to fans. And I thought, he's just trying to get the crowd going, because they had a lot of people in there. They always make sure that they give out passes to PlayStation fanatics so that they go out there and go woo whenever, which drives us fucking nuts as journalists, because they position them really close to the stage so that you hear the audience reaction, and it's always really hard, and it's distracting while you're trying to take notes.
I like when they mention Gaikai. You could hear like one guy go woo, and he's like, oh,
okay, fan of Gaikai out there.
It's hilarious because, like, one guy.
Yeah. I haven't been this excited about a Sony presentation pretty much ever at E3. And it was a slam dunk, as far as at this point that we can see, a slam dunk for PlayStation. I
don't think I was quite prepared to actually have a game system that didn't have all the restriction in it, because up until now I've been looking at all the stuff in EA, and all the games that even Microsoft was showing off, and I was thinking, these are all really, really cool looking games. I want to play Titan, I want to play Mirror's Edge, I want Need for Speed, I want Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed, and I'd love to play them all on next generation consoles, but it was this kind of constant fear that, okay, I could get all these games, but I'm going to have to give up some type of consumer right in the process. Like, that is the inevitable result of this next generation shift. Is, this has to happen.
Right.
And knowing that doesn't, it's like, wait, that like completely goes against everything that goes against the reality that I have defined for the past 6 months.
Well, it goes against certainly the reality that we have defined for ourselves, that eventuality of like, we're just going to have to get used to this. We're going to have to deal with this. This is not making us happy, but we just might as well wrap our heads around it because this is what gaming's going to be. And that's what we've been doing for the last 2 months or 2 weeks, is talking ourselves into all of this shitty stuff that we didn't want. And then PlayStation's like, nope, guess what? And you can play it for free. But if you choose not to play for free, we're going to give you a game a month. Oh, and by the way, they're really good games.
I'm really interested, now that Sony's come out and done this, how much Microsoft will backpedal.
Oh, they've got to.
Like, I wonder if they're just going to like, shit, okay, we need to take out this, we need to do this. But at this point, they went first. So they've kind of, and even then they put out that whole press release before E3 about all the used games and stuff. Yeah. So like they've kind of put out all these rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I was a little concerned that Sony wasn't going to take advantage of the opportunity that Xbox had given them of saying, hey, maybe we don't want our gaming experience changed. Maybe we just want a bigger, faster processor and then focus on the games.
Yeah. Well, it's because when I guess they didn't block used games, but when they put even those type of restrictions on used games, it's the kind of thing where you're like, no, Microsoft would never do that if Sony doesn't. Right. They have to be in it together. There has to be this kind of cabal.
Right.
Because there's no way one guy would do it.
Unless they said, oh yeah, sure, we'll put controls on used games, and then at the last minute, like, psych! No! Which would even be more hilarious.
Eric Cotton says they can't backpedal to lose respect. I don't think they care about respect as much as sales.
Right, yeah. Hey, Piss Boy has just joined us.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And even then, like, you say that Microsoft can't recover, but I mean, they recovered pretty well from the Red Ring of Death.
Yeah.
Which was pretty messed up.
Right, but with that cost, but they also had a tremendous install base, and it took them an exorbitantly long time for them to even acknowledge there was a problem and then do something to fix it, or at least try to make it better if they couldn't fix it.
Yeah.
I mean, it took them 2 or 3 different chipsets before they finally got the Red Ring controlled.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying it'll be slow or easy. It could be possible, but, like next generation possible.
Right.
In 6 more years, Sony will have a conference of like, hey, guess what? We're going to block used games. And Microsoft will say, no, we're not. And everyone's going to be switched around.
Yeah. Okay. So bottom line, here's the deal that we care about. PlayStation 4 supports used games. And he said, no restrictions. You can trade it. You can sell it to another person. You can give it to your friend. You can keep it forever. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing, actual quote. And at that point, the crowd started chanting, Sony, Sony,
yeah.
Sony. And then he said, and there's going to be no requirement for an online connection for any games. This is a quote. We won't stop playing, or your game won't stop playing if you haven't authenticated it in the last 24 hours, which is a direct dig at Xbox. Just
sure
like,
is.
Oh. And they're going to have background downloading, cross-platform chat, which would have been the deal breaker. If they had had all of that, but they still didn't have their cross-platform chat sorted out and their party chat, I would have had to go to Xbox. And they're still also going to have a share button that's going to share directly to Ustream. Your existing PS3 Plus, PS Plus memberships on the PS3 are going to carry over to the PS4, and one price is going to cover all your platforms. So it's your PlayStation Plus, your PS Plus account will cover your PlayStation, your Vita, and everything else. And then, of course, at PS4 launch, if you have PlayStation Plus, you are going to get immediate access to Drive Club PlayStation Plus Edition and a new title every month for free. And it's games like Don't Starve and Outlast, which are good games. They're not like
yes, they are
like 2.5-year-old games. Like Xbox says, oh, we're going to give you 2 games a month. Yeah, but it's like Assassin's Creed 2. It's like $10 used at this point. It's not, well, used is not even a thing because you couldn't even use used games.
Sony had that real cool moment where they're like, hey, look at all these indie games we're playing, and had everyone playing on stage at the same time.
Yeah, and Octodad. They picked up Octodad.
Yeah.
How awesome is that? They must have seen it at
yeah, well, the guy even mentioned playing Outlast at PAX.
Right, he played Outlast, and that's what they did. They got smart. They sent people to PAX East. They went around to all the independent games, saw the best ones, and says, hey, come on over to PlayStation. Like these guys aren't going to do it. For fuck's sake, Octodad? It's like 7 guys from college, and they made it in 4 weeks.
The comment he made about that Raise of the Dead. He's like, these guys didn't think we'd give them something like they didn't think we'd talk to him, so we put him on stage.
Yeah. They're supporting indie games well.
Yes.
But I think that's also a really, really good decision, because what that means is that it won't have a problem like the Wii U, because you'll always have having this kind of bottom support of indie games means that even if you don't have a big AAA game, you at least have a bunch of games to fill in like your game library. So they won't run into a situation like Wii U where there's just nothing out for it.
Right. Hey, Steve, turn down your headset. I can hear ourselves in your headset. The joys of podcasting. So, let's go over the recap of the show. Oh, and the kicker, the moment when I screamed, "It's over!" $3.99, $3.99 US, $3.99 euros, $3.49 in for pounds. So
and you could pre-order it right now.
And you can pre-order, and
Thirsty?
I am a little tempted to do so. I don't want to, jump into it, but I'm a little tempted to go on to GameStop right now and pre-order that motherfucker right now because I'm very excited.
Elder Scrolls Online coming to PS4.
That's the thing is that now with these faster processors, that multiplayer experiences, you can allow things like MMOs, more MMO-ish MMOs.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about during Ubisoft.
Right.
Everything's kind of MMO-ish now.
Right. And now they've got the power to be able to do it. Why wouldn't Elder Scrolls come to the console? It's a great way to get the Elder Scrolls experience without having to, the online experience without actually having to go and put it on your PC. Oh, Mr. Maynard is in the room, and hey, everybody, hey, chat room. But Zach Maynard, Mr. Maynard, has put on the YouTube. I'm assuming it's the same YouTube we just played. If you can get a chance, I'll give you a chance, the guys in chat. Go ahead and play that. Hilarious. Sony is just going to keep taunting, I think, until the last day, until the day of release. They're just going to keep taking digs at the Xbox, because for 7 years, that's all they've wanted to do. Is Xbox has done nothing but taking digs out of Sony. And now the tables are turned, and they know they've got the superior product that everybody wants, and it's cheaper, and they're just going to keep digging until it gets out of their system.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see Transistor. They're going to be on the PS4.
PS4 Transistor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like you still remember, Bastion, was a big thing for the 360, and now, you're going to have Transistor on there, which is their, pretty much their second game to that, and it's coming to PS4.
Yep.
And all these great indie games. I mean, remember I told you, Nick, Sony is going to push the indies, and it's going to just be one of those things, one of those machines that's just going to have a lot of these games, a lot of these indie developers going in there and just making awesome games for further on. And I think more than anything, Microsoft's going to lose out on a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. Shawnikin in the chat room says Uber troll. That's exactly what they're going to do for the next 7 years is troll Xbox. And just out of spite. Yeah, let's hit the how it went down. All right, the first thing they jumped into was PlayStation 3 and Vita. I wasn't aware of the success that Vita has, but I guess the Vitas that have been sold, the people that buy them are very into them.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about it.
Yeah, but they say that the Vita's at the beginning of its life cycle has an average of 10 games per Vita that people are buying, and 60% of all Vita purchases are through the PS Store, the PlayStation Store. So it's very much active as far as its digital download. Then they started launching into some of the stuff that's coming new. The Last of Us looks awesome, and let's just say, the PS3 looked so much better for the games than Xbox One.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the system did.
No,
it kind
no.
of looked the same.
The system, the system it's just a black box kind of on a slant. That's really all it was. It's not very. I don't consider it very stylish or sleek, but I don't fucking care. For $3.99, they could make it look like a clown car. I would still buy it.
A shoebox.
Yeah, put it in a shoebox, send it out. I'd take it. They kind of went over something called Puppeteer. Have you heard anything about this?
That looked like a interesting little game, though.
Yeah, and something that was reminded me a little bit of Silent Hill ish in its feel, in its kind of very enigmatic feel is Rain, which was ghostly. That's what I wrote.
Oh yeah, I saw the trailer for that a while ago. I don't remember where. Maybe it was at like a Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have absolutely no idea what that game is or what it's about. But it is, interesting kind of spooky concept.
Yep. And that's coming out in fall of 2013. Beyond Two Souls, which, wow.
Yeah. Which, man, like, that. She's going to Afghanistan and she's like an assassin for the military?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Ellen Page looking like Ellen Page, Willem Dafoe looking creepily like Willem Dafoe. She's an agent that goes through training and then on to these assassination missions in Afghanistan.
I thought that the story was about her running from the secret government because she has this ghost helping her.
I don't know.
I have no idea what that game's about anymore. No, exactly. But I'm actually really excited about it.
Yeah, it looks good. And that was the moment when I was like, the PlayStation 4 looks a lot better than the Xbox One, and that's always been the case, is that PlayStation has always looked better. But that was the one thing that PlayStation kind of had going for it. Except
the original Xbox was better.
Yeah.
Like, technically.
Right, but the original Xbox was also much later than the PS2. The PS2 is ancient at that point. So, coming up...
I'm just happy that Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced.
Yep.
And is coming to the PS4.
Yep.
I'm never into that, but I know people, have been asking and dying for that.
People that are like Kingdom Hearts are really into Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm. And I want to...
Hey, by the way, Thomas Brown Jr. writes in the chat room, so Nintendo has to drop their console price by at least $50 to $100. What is the console price for a Wii U?
I was actually just thinking that.
Is it actually less expensive than a Wii U?
Looks like at Walmart, Wii U is $299.
Okay, so $299, $399, or $499.
Oh wait, $299 for the basic set.
Basic.
$349 for the deluxe.
So for $50 more, you could have a PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's easy.
It positioned itself very, very nicely to take a huge bite out of both of their markets. Significantly under the Xbox One, and just enough over the Wii U that it actually makes sense to buy it instead of the Wii U. So,
and actually, now I'm thinking more about getting a Vita now.
Yeah, me too.
During the holidays, last holidays, they had Assassin's Creed bundle, and I was so tempted to get it. But I wasn't too sure about the Vita's life cycle and how I was going to handle it. And I go, nah, maybe I won't. But the price was so good, I was like, I missed out on it. But now definitely I'm looking more into it.
Yeah. It's if I get a PlayStation 3, say PlayStation 4, I am going to get a Vita, because why wouldn't I? The only reason I never wanted a Vita, because it's like, I don't really play PlayStation games, and I've already got, I don't really play console games, portable games. But if I have a Vita, it actually expands my use of my PlayStation 4. So they've sold me 2 products now, just by not being dicks. So next item that was was mentioned in the press conference this fall, Batman Arkham Origins is going to be out on the 23rd of October worldwide.
I don't know what it was about that trailer, because I enjoyed Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, but I didn't love them. Something about that trailer looked really, really cool, though.
Yeah, they definitely are.
I don't know why. Maybe it's the story of like, one night, let's try to assassinate the Batman and have all these guys come at him.
Yep, $50 million. The one guy who kills him.
Yeah, I that's kind of a neat story. I don't know. Yeah, for some reason that trailer got me more excited for Batman than any of the other games ever did.
Yeah, Zach Maynard was mentioning $299 for the Wii U, but that's the 8 gig version, and the 8 gig, 8 gigs are getting pulled off the shelves. So you don't want the 8 gig anyway. But B, it's getting pulled off the shelves. So it's like, how perfect is that? 3 days before they make the announcement of what the price is for the PlayStation 4. They remove the cheapest version of the Wii U, and that would get people to actually choose the Wii U over the PlayStation 4. Couldn't have timed that better.
And you know they're going to drop it. You know the Wii U, they're going to drop it.
Especially when they see that price.
Except Michael Pachter, he made a point that even a price drop won't help the Wii U. Sorry, I had like a brain fart there.
That's okay.
But yeah, he came out a while ago and said like, yeah, even a price drop isn't going to help it. And at this point, I think it's definitely true.
Yeah.
Like even if they dropped it by $100, then it might be
to $250 to make it cheaper than the 8 gig. They would never do that.
Yeah, like at that point, it would be like, that or PS4. It's a decision. You might actually have to think about it. But even if it's just $100 less, that's still an easy choice.
Right. So next one. In that Batman Arkham Origins, PlayStation's going to have Nightfall DLC and a 1960s television show Batman skin, which I think is hilarious. Also, that's going to be exclusive to PlayStation 4. Then they moved on to Grand Theft Auto. Did not show anything. Bummer. But did mention that there is going to be an exclusive $299 bundle, but they didn't say what that bundle was. I'm hoping to find out what that is. It's you can pre-order on September 17th, and also a Grand Theft Auto 5 headset. So, more info would they say are coming in future weeks, and it's definitely going to release before the end of the year.
I'm looking. Anybody know what's the hard drive size?
No.
PlayStation 4?
Did I miss it? Yes.
They didn't
No,
say
I don't think they showed it.
Nope. That's probably going to come out in the next, because they're having, the media roundtable, because they're not afraid to have one. Oh, they have never been so not afraid to have one.
Time to gloat.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of gloating going on. So when they got onto the PS4, they did break out the design. They said it was sleek and visually impactful. If by sleek and visually impactful, it looks like a black box.
Yeah. I did kind of like the little blue cross. I thought that was
it's
neat.
Thin.
Glowy stuff is cool.
Yeah, it's boring design, really, ultimately. I can't believe they actually...
Trapezoid. But it's not a box. It's a trapezoid.
Okay, all right. You go, girl.
Trapezoids, man, to the future.
All right, so then they brought up Michael Linton, who is the CEO of Sony Entertainment and the COO of Sony Pictures Entertainment and the world's worst presenter, and doesn't know how to read a teleprompter. He was talking about how there's going to be curated media on the PlayStation 4, specifically for gamers, mostly through Music Unlimited.
That sounded really weird.
It did sound weird. In fact, I didn't like the fact that they said curated for gamers, because gamers are not all the same kind of people. Gamers, I don't like the things that most gamers like. Okay, sorry, but whatever. It made me concerned. But Music Unlimited is going to be available day one with 20 million songs streamed. Video Unlimited, day one on the PS4, is going to have 150,000 rented movies and television shows. They're going to have some brand new original programming plan that's available exclusively on the PlayStation Network and PS4.
Yeah, that's interesting too. Man, everybody's getting into original programming these days. Netflix, Amazon, Xbox, Sony.
That's It's a lot of money.
Although, granted, Sony's in kind of a better position to do it because they have Sony Pictures.
Right. And I did not realize this. A statistic they quoted is that the PlayStation 3 is the number one device for Netflix streaming. Did not know that. Figured it was the Xbox, but no, it's the PS3.
Yeah.
And they've also...
heard that a while ago.
You heard that?
Yeah, I heard that not that long ago. There's one of the things that... Actually, it was one of the like, to view most media like that was for movies and Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was really surprised about that. They did announce that Redbox Instant by Verizon is going to offer 7,000 movies in the U.S. after launch.
I've heard that the Redbox streaming is not very good.
It doesn't surprise me.
But they got Netflix, so fuck all else.
And yeah, that's true. And then live events viewer. Sports going to be like sports and concerts and events that you can watch live, and that's going to be in the fall. And I wrote Flixster. What?
Flixster?
What is Flixster?
Flixster.
I think I've heard of it, but I don't actually know what it is.
Okay.
Is it just another streaming service?
No. It's kind of like what Flixster is it started off on applications like an Android and iOS devices where in the beginning you sign up, it tells you the movies, what's around you in your theaters, it tells you the times they're playing, you could even order movies through that. But then they kind of teamed up with another service called Ultraviolet, and whatever you bought through Ultraviolet, you were able to play through Flixster. So they kind of connected with them. So a lot of the movies that...
Okay. So whenever I buy those DVD Blu-ray combos that have the digital copy, that goes through Flixster.
That's correct.
Okay.
It just seems
cool.
to me with all of these different streaming services that they're kind of all in the same place, but they're all kind of competing with each other. It seems very schizophrenic. It's like, well, we have HBO and we have this and we have Redbox streaming and we have Amazon streaming and we have Netflix streaming.
Nice to know that now I might actually have a use for those ultraviolet codes that I get with Blu-rays.
Yeah,
I never use
those. They give them away now. When you sign up, they even give you more movies and stuff to watch. And to the whole point, they had some sort of thing with Facebook that you actually could give people movies through that service.
That's kind of cool. That's really cool. I can gift you Postal. So that you could see Vern Troyer get ass raped to death by 1,000 monkeys. Come on, who doesn't want to see that?
Technically, you didn't see it. You let your imagination fill in the blanks.
I don't know. I was passed out by then. I had to go back and see it.
That's right, you were.
All right, so finally, after they got through all the media stuff, they started hitting the games, and boy, did they hit them hard. They brought in Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide, Sho Yoshida, and he's just, you will look at him and you go, wow, you're actually the head of Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide. And he's just this kind of big, fat, pudgy, kind of smiley face guy. It's like, hi, how you doing? This is going to be so cool. And you're like, wow, you're the head, dude. You just don't strike me as like executive material. But he is. Did bring out the announcement that 14 studios around the world have been testing the PS4. And the way he said, I had to write this down, that the way he says Twitter is hilarious. Twitter, so cute. 30 PS4.
Pinches rose cheeks.
I do. Currently 30 PS4 titles in development, 20 in the first year of launch, and of those 12 are brand new IPs. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's at least one new game a month. And I don't know if that's counting like the indie games or not.
No. That's talking
probably
about
not.
the big, big studio stuff.
So that's good because then those indie games can fill in the off weeks.
Right. And then, of course, they launched into some of these titles that are on tap for those 20 titles. And exclusive to PS4, they showed in-engine The Order 1886. Looks to be set in London, turn of the century, but there's a bit of a crossover. That there's radios and...
Yeah, it's like kind of steam... It's not steampunky, but...
Yeah, it's Victorian-esque.
It's like Victorian futuristic.
Yes, Cybertorian, yes.
Retro Victorian futuristic London.
Retrotron, yes. I'm just going to make up
I have
words
no idea.
until we get the right one.
And the fighting werewolves, it looks like.
It looks, yeah, I thought so. In fact, I wrote that down. Werewolves, question mark. I think that's what it is. It's looking at
it kind of looked like it. It's like a big thing. It looked kind of hairy. You didn't really see it, though.
Is it just me, or were you also... Or am I the only one who looked at that and it's like, what about the horses? The poor horses. The horses are screaming. Somebody do something about the horses. Don't let them die.
No, I actually wasn't thinking about the horses.
Oh, see, I'm the only one who cares about the horses.
Digital horses.
They have new playthroughs available on Sony's Facebook and YouTube and PS3 for the indie titles. Or for four, sorry, not indie titles, but the 4 new titles that were announced in February. So those are available now on YouTube, PlayStation.com, and their Sony Facebook page. First one was Killzone Shadowfall, which is kind of a stealth combat. It's going to be available at launch. Thoughts? Looked cool.
Another
Killzone game.
I was never into Killzone.
Same here.
Thanks. Yeah.
Drive Club at launch and a driving game.
I'll take the Crew. I'll take the Crew and Need for Speed Rivals.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I don't want... Drive Club was supposed to be super, super semi, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. And Pleasure is only first-person view, and I don't like first-person views on racing car and car racing games.
Got it. Knack, which looks like an animated kind of rumbler fighting game.
That could be interesting. That could be like a next-gen Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, and it's available at launch. And then the one
Infamous?
Sorry?
Infamous, second
I'm trying to work it up to it. The one that made me go, ooh, I want this game was Infamous Second Son. Fuck, that looked good.
Yeah, yes, it's funny. When they showed it off at the reveal, I was like, that looks dumb.
Yeah, and then I saw it.
I don't know if I was quite as excited as you, but I'm definitely more interested in it.
And it's got Nirvana for the soundtrack, dude.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that it's in Seattle. It's kind of got this like young kid kind of, grunge feel, the Pacific Northwest / grunge feel to it. It is looking badass.
Okay. Did you guys... When is the release date on the PS4?
For what? Infamous Second Son?
No, for the PS4. When's the release date?
They just said holiday, so I'm imagining November probably. November, early December.
Because Call of Duty Ghosts is scheduled to be out November 5th, and it's one of the launch titles.
Right. Oh, really? Well, there you go. I would say early November then. that would answer that question. November 5th, calling it now.
November.
Did they say November? They didn't have a date, but if the Call of Duty launched, if it's a launch title and they're launching November 5th, then I would imagine that would mean that the console's launching November 5th.
Oh, yeah, that could be.
Infamous Second Son's in Q1 2014, so it's shortly after launch.
Did they give any type of launch date for PlayStation?
That's where just
PlayStation.
PlayStation what?
PlayStation 4. Oh, I thought you were talking about Xbox.
No, we were talking about PlayStation.
Oh, because Xbox said that they were launching in November.
Right.
And I thought you were saying that Call of Duty was a launch thing for Xbox.
No, for PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I wonder if they're like in a week of each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
God, imagine what it'd be like on the same day.
Oh, that's going to be
God.
Awesome.
Can you imagine the sales discrepancy?
Hey. Too bad Goldie's not here because I would really love to hear his whole thoughts of it.
I'm actually, he's probably going to hear about it tomorrow. I'm going to not tell him I texted him, but he needs to watch that. I'll just say, you can watch the games. It's pretty long. You can watch the games, but
Just tell them to skip to the
last 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So next, PS4 launch titles: Killzone, Knack, Drive Club, and I already said that. PlayStation 4 real time. Quantic Dreams is going to be doing something called the Dark Sorcerer, which
no, I thought that was just a
that was just a demo, a tech demo of how the PlayStation 4 renders in real time.
Kind of a cute tech demo.
It is and man, it looked good.
It did,
looked real good. In fact, I wrote that, holy shit, looks good on it. And I said, L.A. Noire, good. And I think they probably, at least in that one, might have been using the same technology as L.A. Noire because it just looked that good.
I don't think so. I think the guy who made that is that crazy person who runs the studio that, like, ran it into the ground and never did anything with it. I don't know.
What's his name? What was the name of that company?
Yeah, the head of...
what was the name of the developer? The developer, guys. Chat room, go. Developer for L.A. Noire. I can see it. I could just
fine.
see it in neon.
Wikipedia, Team Bondi.
Team Bondi.
There you go, Bondi.
I could see the neon sign at the beginning of L.A. Noire, and I just couldn't get the letters out of it in my head. Let's see. They showed a very short part of that PS4 real-time tech demo. He said that tomorrow at 1 p.m. the rest of it is going to be out, and it's going to be showcasing the whole demo on PlayStation.com. And I think I wrote live stream, but I think I meant a live stream on Ustream, but I think I meant YouTube. Don't know, but definitely going to be on PlayStation.com. I'm definitely going to check.
No,
I think. Thank you, Eric Cotton. Yes, T-Body.
I think he did say Ustream. Now that I think about it,
yeah,
and you know what, that would make sense because that's the thing that they stream to,
right?
So they're kind of like, hey, look at us.
Yeah, it makes sense that they would be Ustreaming everything. So yeah, check on Ustream tomorrow, 1 p.m. I'm assuming that means Pacific time because everybody's in Pacific time right now. And then my favorite part of the show, other than the very end, Adam Boyce came out from PlayStation and introduced all of the indie creators, Supergiant Games with Transistors, that's going to be out in early 2014. Clay Entertainment did Shank and Mark of the Ninja.
Yeah, now they said that Don't Starve, that this was one of the free PS Plus games. So now you can play it too and have your soul crushed by the inevitability of death.
Shonikin says Brendan McNamara. Yeah, that asshole.
Oh,
that's the guy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was the crazy dude.
Mercenary Kings had a hand-drawn mercenary shooter that I didn't catch the name of.
I think that was the name.
Was that the name? Okay, I didn't write down the name of the I couldn't. I was writing so fast at that point. Young Horses, Octodad. Yay, Young Horses. Yeah, yay, Octodad. Cool. Oh my God, if I get Octodad for free, I will just be so happy. And all these are going to be exclusive to console, PS4, and Switchblade Monkeys is going to do Secret Ponchos, which is a super stylish spaghetti western shooter.
When they said Switchblade Monkeys, I was hoping that was the name of the game, not the studio.
Who did they say? Switchblade Monkeys was who? They were a bunch of people from other studios, I guess. They all got together.
I have no idea. Like, that all blended together. I just remember the games.
Right.
There was Raise of the Dead that seemed cool.
Yeah, that was from Ragtag Studios, a stealth action puzzler.
Yeah, and then
Outlast.
Yeah, Outlast.
Oddworld remake with Oddworld New and Tasty, which was kind of cool to see. I just think that Oddworld, was it Abe?
Oddworld was, yeah. Abe.
It was one of those ones that I really, really liked and never kind of got back to it, but it's had this kind of a sweet spot in my heart, but I've never actually come back.
It's a charming game.
Very. And fucking hard, as I recall.
Yeah.
And then 17-bit games with Galaxy, which is a side-scrolling OW shooter. Open world shooter. That's what it is. Then, finally, the exclusive console debut for the PS4, Diablo 3. PS3 exclusive content. It's also going to be available on PS4. Woohoo. So I finally
Diablo 3 is also coming out for 360.
Well, 360, really?
Yeah, Diablo 3, I already posted up there. It's already coming out for 360.
Go figure. So, Black Spear Void writes in the chat room, Connect, start my PS4.
Will you guys be ready for Peggle parties?
Oh, no
Peggle
more
2?
Peggle parties. Fuck, no, never, no. So finally they brought in Square Enix, which showed off, they originally had showed off some content for Final Fantasy 15, and they showed more, and motherfuck, does that look good.
No, they didn't show 15.
Was that Versus?
Yeah,
14.
Versus 13.
Are you sure it was Versus 13, or was that Final Fantasy 15?
I'm 80% sure it was Versus 13.
See, that's the problem. There's I never understand. Anyway, whatever it was, Final Fantasy, whatever the fuck it was, looked awesome.
What does that mean, Versus 13?
I don't
Is it like
know.
a fighting game, Final Fantasy
Yes, it
versus
is.
characters from the game 13?
No,
That would actually be kind of cool now that I think about it.
I wouldn't mind that. That'd be awesome.
Final Fantasy versus 13. It's like Capcom versus Marvel.
Right. So yeah, can we both agree, most beautiful looking game of the whole damn batch?
I think that's
Holy
actually when
shit.
my live stream kind of froze and I had to keep refreshing.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, my live stream froze right at Destiny, which was like I almost punched my screen, my screen at that point, my monitor. And they also showed a trailer for another upcoming title, Kingdom Hearts 3. You can start pre-ordering that on September 10th, 2013. And that also looked very pretty. But I never got into Kingdom Hearts, and I think I probably would really like it. But it was like one of those PlayStation kind of games, even though...
Yep, PS2.
Yeah, and so I never
PS2.
really got into it. It was kind of at the end of my PS2. I was already playing Xbox 360 at that point, which kind of killed my PS2.
I just never got into it because of the Disney stuff.
Yeah, and Disney kind of put me off, but everybody I've talked to has always said Kingdom Hearts is an awesome, awesome series, and I should get into it.
Yes, it is. You really should. Especially you could get them right now pretty cheap, and you could play them on your PS3, and they work pretty good on it. So I have them. That's what I use my PS3 for.
Dave the Tech wants to know who's going to join the Elder Scrolls Online beta when it comes out. That would be me. I will be joining that.
And me.
I
fuck
might. I like what I played at PAX.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So, Final Fantasy 14 coming to PS3 and PS4, both of them. They did show quite a bit more of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And then they announced that there was going to be something exclusive, and it happened so quick. I was writing, and I couldn't write fast enough. That there's going to be an exclusive game to Vita that has a whole other character that you're going to play. That's an Assassin's Creed Vita game.
No, he was talking about Assassin's Creed Liberation,
Okay.
which came out last year.
Ah, got it.
I think he was just saying, "Hey, look at the Assassin's Creed stuff on PlayStation."
Right. And then at that point, we had the first massive embarrassment of the whole, which is surprising that we had to wait until the very last one to see it, when the game just totally fucking froze.
Oh, was that the game?
That was the game
on my live stream.
No, that wasn't your live stream, baby. That was the game. No, it froze, and then they just shuttled him off the stage. You couldn't see the person actually shaking
Oh yeah,
the
I mean
controller.
at the end of that,
Yeah.
when doing that cutscene.
Yeah. And
Okay,
it
yeah.
all just froze badly. But, these things happen.
I did think it was really, really cool how he went from running around on a land to going out into sea without a loading screen.
Yeah.
Like in 3, you had to do the loading screen. Like that was a thing you had to choose. Seeing him go from land to boat, that was just that was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow, look at me. I'm actually really excited for a console now. I've not felt this in a long, long time.
I forgot. Sony made me hope again.
It's only made me love. So then they moved out to Watch Dogs, which was really good because I don't know if you were listening. Yeah, you were listening to the Spreaker earlier. That Gully was very concerned about how complicated Watch Dogs, how complicated the controls would be.
Yeah, and I checked that out. And it's insanely simple.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you do have to go into a menu in order to kind of choose certain actions, but it didn't seem like it was
for certain actions.
right.
like as you're going through the world, things like gates or cameras or anything like that, you look at it and you press square and it automatically hacks it. Like that's how you hack in people's phone. You just look at it and push a button.
Right.
And then there are like these special big things like the blackouts that you get from a menu.
Right.
So like most of the general hacking you're doing, like as you're driving or running, that's all done with one button.
Yeah. The thing that I missed because my stream froze at that point was that they brought out I could see someone playing it on a tablet. Something like
because okay, I'm super excited for Watch Dogs. At this point, I'll leave Assassin's Creed. I have a new lover now.
You bitch!
It's Assassin's Creed in the modern day, and it's okay. When the guy got caught after he helped his friend escape, and the police were on him, after like the guards see you and they know you're there, it's like he hit a button and it said scanning for tablet players. So he's like putting this help message out there for any multiplayer tablet owners to pick up on. And a tablet guy accepted that and did an EMP on the helicopter to take it out. Yeah, that seems really, really cool. That's amazing. I love that idea of just being able to throw out, "Hey, help me!"
Right.
Yes, Black Sphere, I am fickle. But yeah, I love the idea of just. It's such a great way to incorporate mobile gaming because the mobile gamer doesn't need to do much. They just need to okay, I'm going to EMP this helicopter, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like the commander mode where you can go in and just kind of run things from above, and it's perfectly suited to that.
Yeah.
You were trying to say something, Piss Boy?
No, well, it's pretty much, I'm thinking that Nick's probably going to go ahead and get a tablet now.
Yeah, Nick.
Well, I mean, seeing how the tablet is better integrated with all these other games.
Now it starts to make sense.
Yes.
Okay, so then they brought out NBA 2K14. I'm not a basketball game player, but it looked awesome. Again, kind of crazy for, what was it, LeBron James? Is that who that was having a conversation with him, his digital self?
I don't know basketball players.
It said James on the back, and I'm the only person I know that plays basketball. Last name James is LeBron. So.
True.
And Elder Scrolls Online, Bethesda says they have a partnership with them, and spring 2014, the beta is exclusive first, which is kind of a weird interpretation of the word exclusive, but it is not exclusive first. It is coming first to PS4. And yes, I am going to be first in line to be playing that because that's just, I'm all over that. Come on, an MMO. I'm a little afraid to have MMOs on a console because that's why I got away from PC gaming, is to get away from that.
Really? I'd be...
MMOs eat your life, dude.
Well,
yes,
yeah, I mean... that's what I really like about a lot of the stuff they've shown is that it seems that it takes the MMO idea but puts it into a game that's much smaller in scope.
Right.
A game that actually does end. I can beat Watch Dogs.
Right. True.
And I like that.
Then, surprisingly enough, I don't know why there has not been a game up until this point. Mad Max. Why has there never been a Mad Max game? But they introduced Mad Max, the game, that is going to be made by Avalanche Studios.
I was like, this looks a lot like Borderlands.
I was looking at it and going, wow, that looks like Mad Max. That's the first thing I thought.
I did think Mad Max afterwards. It's like, that's Borderlands. Oh, but wait, it's not all cartoony. What's going on?
Yeah. As soon as he stepped out of the car, I'm like, that looks like a young Mel Gibson.
It's the car.
And then, that's the car that did it for me. So, PlayStation 4 users will have exclusive access to the Road Warrior Survival Kit. Actually, he said exclusive to PlayStation, so I'm assuming it's PlayStation 3 and 4.
Maybe.
Oh, and there has been a Mad Max game before, but it was for the NES.
Oh, God. Somebody must have just had the rights or something, but I'm really surprised nobody actually picked up on that.
What was the last Mad Max movie?
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's been
Mad Max Fury.
Decades, right?
Yeah.
But I know they're coming out with a new one, so maybe that's what jump-started this.
Maybe. Yeah, it's kind of
think
funny
it
to
is.
think how I was
Then,
watching
okay.
Mad Max the other day. How old it was, how long ago it
Okay,
was.
I know in the new Mad Max, Max is played by the guy that was Bane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I wonder if they got his likeness for the game.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I want to see Mad Max talk with a posh accent.
Gamer Girl says, what is our thought on the Xbox Minecraft and how popular it became? It didn't surprise me. Minecraft is Minecraft. It's an insanely popular game on the PlayStation, on the PC, and PC still dominates it. But yeah, it's essentially Notch cashing in.
And I wouldn't be surprised it's also still going to continue to be on the PC.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's... Yeah, it's where it started from, and I bet you a lot of people would be pissed if it was just exclusive to Xbox One.
Eric Cotton said the last Mad Max was Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, 1985.
Came out in 1985? Are you kidding me? That's the year I was born. Holy shit.
Dude, that was the year I graduated high school.
Wow.
I'm old
The
enough to
last
be your
Mad Max
mom.
came out when I was born.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I literally don't know the world before.
Mad Max.
No, you
Mad
don't.
Max.
You got to watch it. Oh, you know something? You should have
You know
a
what?
Mad
I've
Max
seen the
movie.
Road
Watch
Warrior
both.
and Beyond Thunderdome. I never saw the first Mad Max.
Really? What? Oh, you've got to see that. Oh, we got to watch that on PlayStation 4 sometime. That's an awesome movie.
I hope Iron Fist is right. I want drunk Mel Gibson DLC.
How you doing, sugar tits? Blacksphere Void says Mad Max and Clank. You heard it here first. Okay, so 140 games in development for the PlayStation 4. 40 exclusive to PlayStation. 40 have exclusive content. 40 have exclusive content to PlayStation. I don't think 40 of them are exclusive to PlayStation, like the whole game. And then they started hitting all the right notes. And this is when the Love Fest started, that Jack Tretton came back out and says, we support used games. No restrictions. That's a good thing. Trade it, sell it to another, give it to a friend, keep it forever. And there's going to be no online connection. Quote, your first-person game won't stop playing if you haven't authenticated it in the last 24 hours.
I love how he savored every word.
Yeah.
He was talking that.
That is what you call the proverbial shit-eating grin. Totally.
Yeah.
That must have, they must, there's, seriously, Jack Tretton is somewhere with a bottle of champagne, just like, finally, 7 years of this shit, and I finally get this moment. Background downloading, which is really important. Cross-platform chat, also crucial, absolutely crucial. And I'm kind of, but the only thing that's in the back of my head going, maybe not on the PlayStation 4. I want to see how this cross-platform chat works, because just because they have it doesn't necessarily mean it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd like to know what kind of controller they have. If I have to use a Bluetooth headset, I'm really not interested in buying another Bluetooth headset.
Yeah,
No.
true.
No, they have it. They have the actual wired headset to the controller, like the Xbox.
Right.
That's one of the pictures that I saw.
And I like that. I don't know
have
why, but I do.
Do they have a default controller that'll ship with the console? A default headset?
Yes, they're actually coming out with a default headset. They will actually come with a controller for that specific purpose, because they know they fucked up before.
Yeah,
Because I actually
bad idea.
got a Bluetooth headset for PS3 for Christmas one year. Never quite figured out how to connect it.
Right. I had the same. I think I had a Bluetooth headset that I was for my phone that I really didn't use that much, and I kind of used it maybe a few times. But that's the problem, is because it wasn't cross-platform. You didn't really ever have a need to use a headset. It was kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Existing PS3 memberships carry over to PS4. One price for all your PlayStation platforms. Less than $5 a month. What's the PS Plus?
$60.
$60.
$60, okay.
$5 more than
$6.
oh no, I guess it would be $10 more than a Microsoft.
No,
Isn't it,
Xbox Live is 60.
is it 62?
Yep.
There you go.
Used to be 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you also get the free games you get to play with it every month.
Right. Free games and good games, not 2-year-old titles, on-demand titles. Assassin's Creed 2, really? Really? That was so insulting. We're going to give you Assassin's Creed 2. Oh, you mean the game I played 2.5 years ago? Thanks. For nothing. And then, of course, Jack Trenton's last little dig is PlayStation is all about games.
I like what Dave the Tech said. He said it is said that Jack was charged with murder on June 10th, 2003 for the brutal slaying of Microsoft's Xbox One, Joe.
That's true. Bungie, and then the final thing that they announced, Bungie and Activision partnership for Destiny, it's a multiplayer game. It looks like it's another one of those ones that's going to take advantage of the increased power of the new consoles and make it multiplayer. I wouldn't say MMO, but certainly more than just your multiplayer, your immediate group. They had a demo where they played live that looked awesome, where they went into a building and went on the other side of the building, and then they had some kind of what they called a public event triggered. And I guess that makes a call out to other people playing the game to come join this game, or this event is happening in the world, please come. And these guys showed up and helped defeat somebody, and it looked awesome.
Yeah, there was a similar game like that also had it that came out just last year that had events like that something would happen and the event would get triggered and come in. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Yeah,
World of Warcraft always had
Firefall.
Was it Firefall?
Yeah, Firefall had all the like didn't have public events. You know, the thing attacks the city and everyone has to band together to take it out.
Which one?
Firefall.
No,
Which is still technically in beta. Well, it's been for like the past 4 years.
No, it's actually it's another game.
Any MMO has that. World of Warcraft always had that you would have a public event and everybody had to swarm in and defend whatever they needed to defend.
Guild Wars 2. Those had it. Those had it to the whole point that you could be anywhere in the whole game, and then there'll be like a message spread out to everybody, and then there'll be some sort of something you have to go ahead and destroy during that time. But yeah, it's Guild Wars 2.
So cloud, they then launched into their explanation of what this cloud-based strategy is. And this was a really, really good opportunity, and they did a good job of kind of straight out explaining how this cloud system is going to work through Gaikai. Essentially, there is going to be a game library, and it is going to be available in 2014 in the United States, that PS4 and PS3, and then eventually later on Vita, will allow you an access of cataloged games streamed over Gaikai. Yeah,
that was really interesting because it made it sound like you didn't have to pay for them.
It does. Well,
you probably will with the PlayStation Plus membership,
right?
There's probably going to be something going to be added to it. I don't think it's something you're going to be given for free. It's going to take. There's something else you're going to get.
So, and then of course they hit it with the final, brutal death punch to the Xbox One. $399, PS4 available, $399 US, €399, £349, and it is coming out holidays, but not bad. Little bit of snooping work on the part of Piss Boy. We're gonna guess November 5th. And I'm buying one. At least right now. It sure looks like I'm buying one. They said, what did they say wrong?
Sony?
Yeah, the only thing that I could see that even remotely gave me less feeling about it was curated content for gamers. That was the only part of it that was like, not so hot about that.
Yeah.
But everything else was just successful thing after successful thing.
I've always preferred achievements over the trophies, and I've always liked the Xbox controller over the PlayStation controller, at least for the past 6 years that I've had the 360.
Well, I really liked the PlayStation controller for years until I thought that the Xbox 360 controller was heavy and fat and didn't fit in my hand well. And eventually now I'm more comfortable with that controller. So it's a matter of what you use and getting used to it.
It is.
And if you notice the side profile of the PS4 controller, it looks almost exactly the same as the 360 controller. I feel like
the PS controller now is kind of weirdly small.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's what Sony needs to do to really drive a horrendous nail in the coffin.
You mean they didn't already do it?
No, but even one, just like one of those, they just want to, they're going to kick them when they're down. And
so you want 4, because they've already done 3.
Right. Another
no online, used games, and the price.
Right.
So if they have 4, that's all 4 corners of the coffin.
Okay, but another boot to the ribs. Let's say that. Another boot to the ribs after the guy's already down and the game is and the fight is over. They should contract with Mad Catz to have Mad Catz make a PlayStation 4 controller that looks and feels like a PlayStation, so like an Xbox controller. So they're like, why wouldn't you leave?
I know there are controllers like that for PlayStation 3.
Yeah. Yes. They need to get that out there.
And not just that, Mad Catz right now is working on their own console.
Are they really?
Why on earth would they do that?
Yeah.
Yes, they are. They're coming out with a Android type console.
Oh, so it's like the Ouya.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually I think that in addition to the Xbox, this PlayStation's conference and their announcements hurting Microsoft and Xbox. You know who else is kind of collateral damage is this is the Ouya, because I was really considering that the Ouya might be my next console if I was going to do a console, because I just was so resigning myself to the fact that I was going to have a console that was going to have shit I didn't want on it and that was going to do stuff I didn't want to do, and that I was going to have to give something up. And it's like, oh, guess what? I don't have to give anything up.
Well, I'll be talking to the Ouya people probably on Thursday. So
good. Are you going to do live Spreaker them? Or are you doing
I am going to be there.
Yay! That's awesome.
So I'll see what I could get through get out of them, and to see. Pretty much, I want to know their thoughts about the consoles coming up, and to see if they're also going to be maybe doing some cross with PlayStation, because especially is how Ouya is pushing a lot of the indie stuff. Are there going to be any cross with the PS4 and the actual Ouya itself?
Right. So, chat room, go. This is the new catchphrase. Is there anyone who didn't think that Sony hit it out of the park on this one? Was there anything in that Sony presentation that had you concerned or doesn't make you like super happy in your pants?
Well, I was just talking to people, and I guess you need PlayStation Plus to play multiplayer games, because you don't need that for PlayStation 3.
Right.
But you do for PS4. And that's kind of unfortunate.
And you do have to do that for Xbox 360 and Xbox One. So
well, yeah, you've always done that. But that's also been like one of PlayStation's
mantras, is that we're free.
Bullets against Xbox is that, hey, we don't make you pay for multiplayer.
Right. Well, it's a small price to pay.
I guess on the plus side, he still said like all your apps don't need Plus. So like Netflix and Flix and all those aren't behind the paywall. Mm-hmm. So I guess that means any free-to-play game that comes to PSN actually will be no, maybe not, because those are multiplayer.
You need the online multiplayers.
Yeah.
God, but a free-to-play game's not free. That's kind of messed up.
There is no free lunch, Nick.
I want a free lunch.
No, sorry.
Well, get on your PC.
Right. That's what a free lunch is. Go pirate something. So it looks like we're now the new PlayStation Nation, huh?
Nick, are you getting a PS4 or Xbox One?
I'm definitely really excited for PlayStation, and really.
Oh, Goalie's going to be just
something
screaming and jumping up and down. So, chat room says, Not Sony killed it. Thomas Brown Jr. said Sony killed it. Eric Cotton, not at all. I loved it. Shonikin says multiplayer lock thing seems weird. Thomas Brown Jr. says I didn't like the stupid media stuff, but didn't go on so long, so whatever. Iron Fist 74 says $3.99 did it for me. Jason Webb says out of the park, over the hill, right through the Major Melons window.
Nelson's window.
Or Major Nelson's window. Major Melons window. Nice typo. Shonigan says, yeah, but on the big stuff, they did kill it.
Yeah, I think I'm really, really excited, more so than I thought I would be, because it's like, wow, I get all the good next-gen stuff without having to sacrifice anything new. And it's like, I forgot what that feeling was. I forgot what it was like to actually be excited for a next generation.
I have to
Because I wasn't. I actually, when I realized that I wasn't excited until now. I was interested and intrigued on like an intellectual level.
Right.
But I wasn't actually looking forward to it.
Yeah. So I'll
here.
share with you guys that somebody has just kind of reappeared into the Game Hound's life, just on the periphery. If you've been watching the Twitter, you know who I'm talking about. It's Cooper Hawks. He has reappeared and slowly reintroducing, and I mean that very slowly, reintroducing himself into the digital world. But apparently he is now working for Microsoft. He's actually working for Xbox Live. And he was texting me all day. I go, what do you think? It's not going to be so bad. See, don't you feel better? Don't you see? And then just now I got a text. I take it all back. They fucked it up. Yeah, so you heard it here first. First Xbox employee that goes, yeah, we fucked up.
Well, because after the Xbox conference, you're like, oh, those are some good games. Maybe it won't be so bad.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe. You want my pink?
It's like,
I could lose my pink.
all right. You got some
it.
cool games. I'm willing to let you ass rape me for a couple of good games.
Like,
yeah, they do look kind of cool.
I really don't like this, but if this is the inevitable future,
right? Then, if this is the future, I guess I gotta go work with it. It's either that or stop playing games. Oh well. And then somebody comes and rescues you out of your cell.
There's only one game I was looking forward to the Xbox One, and that was Killer Instinct. That was the only game that I was looking forward to. Then, something, I could do without that.
Yeah. Was Titanfall Xbox exclusive? I couldn't remember.
Let me go back into my notes, and this is why I have. All right, so I saw Titanfall twice here. Hold on. It was at the end of spring 2011. Doesn't say anything about it being exclusive there in the Xbox presentation, and then at the EA Titanfall 360, Xbox One, and PC in spring of 2014. That's all they said. They did not say PS4.
Let's see if.
But I guarantee you, anybody at this point who is making exclusives to Xbox One has to be rethinking it.
Well, any third party.
Everybody's got to be rethinking that deal.
Okay, according to Engadget, although wait, let's see. This is from June 10th. This is today.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it is exclusive to Xbox One.
Yeah.
You know what? Titanfall's not that great a game. It's just not. It looks awesome, but it's also coming to the 360, dude. So you don't have to buy a PS1.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I scrolled down and there's an update. Sure, It may have been announced as Xbox One exclusive, but it's also coming to 360 and PC.
Yay. There you go. Well, if it's coming to PC, it's coming to Steam.
The importance of scrolling down.
Mm-hmm.
Note, people. Read all of the article.
So, yeah. So I just feel like I have been released from shackles. You opened the show with that feeling that Nick, you had said that you'd kind of resigned yourself to the fact that there was going to be some kind of privileges and rights that you were going to have to give up.
And it was just like, how long can I put off doing it?
Right. And now it's like all of a sudden I feel so relieved. It's a physical sense of relief that I've got going where it's like, oh my God, thank you. Thank God.
And
So,
I'm ready to pre-order mine.
I'm ready to pre-order. I don't want to jump. I'm always for that much money. But then again, you know, it's $100 cheaper. It's in that realm of price where if I didn't like it, I would not feel horrible if I had to sell it back.
Yeah. $400 it's a very sellable price.
Yeah. It's
like you look at that and you go, okay, I could do this, especially when the competitor's $100 more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Online.
That's all. Is that you're just going to keep saying that until I pre-order, right? Elder Scrolls Online.
Question: do we get the protection with it?
But I've gotten so used to hitting the A button and the B button. Like, it's going to be so weird to hit the triangle button.
Yeah. Yeah. No, actually, that's also occurred to me that getting used to different, like your A button is kind of like always been the button you hit, and now it's like it's not that button. It's not even in the same place. You've kind of got to get used to the idea that the basic activate button, the go-to button, is actually going to be X.
You'll get used to it.
Dragon Age 3. I don't believe that is okay. Iron Fist 74 is pointing out Dragon Age 3. I don't believe, is that an exclusive?
I'll check right now.
I don't think so. Neither of the other ones was exclusive.
Dragon Age 3 is coming out for 360. Dragon Age 3 coming out for all consoles.
All consoles. There you go.
Yeah. Was Origins on PlayStation? I thought for sure it was.
Wasn't it?
Dragon Age Origins?
Piss Boy? When did Dragon Age Origins come up?
Chat room, go.
Chat room, go.
Go chat room. You might beat me to it.
Go chat room power, activate. Well, they're a few seconds behind us, so you've definitely got a head start. You're living in the future for them.
Google. Oh, no, according to Wikipedia, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I take that back. According to Wikipedia, it is. Wait. Yes, it is.
Did you scroll down? Okay. Did you scroll?
Scroll
all the way.
It came out platforms 360, Microsoft, Mac, and PlayStation 3.
There you go.
And the dates came out for Windows November 3rd, 2009. That's Windows and Xbox, PlayStation 3 November 3rd, and Mac OS December 21st, all of them 2009.
Okay, so I may have to wait. And you know what? I'm willing to wait. See, that's the thing. It's like you give me my freedom. I am willing to wait for stuff. I am willing to, at this point, Sony can make everything a year later. I will still get that. Just simply because I can use used games. And I don't have them looking in on me all the time, listening to me. Elder Scrolls, Black Sphere Void, Elder Scrolls versus Online versus Minecraft, decisions. No, fortunately, I'm over that. And Jason Webb says, what about Plants vs. Zombies versus Final Fantasy versus 14?
Okay.
What?
Versus Street Fighters versus Capcom.
Right.
I'm surprised no one's made like a 3-way fighting game yet.
You know, Nick, speaking about that, a friend of mine took years, but he made a game called Everything versus Everything. And it is every single character you could think of fighting each other, from Simpsons to Capcom to Magma to Final Fantasy to any fighting genre you could think of, all together in one game.
That's genius.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The ultimate game. Versus Godzilla. Let's not forget that. Versus Mothra.
Mothra's kind of dumb.
I want you to appreciate. Oh, what?
It's a giant moth. I mean, come on.
Awesome.
The fact that it beat Godzilla, that's... You gotta be kidding me.
Don't forget Godzuki. Don't forget Godzuki.
I don't know Godzuki.
Godzuki was Godzilla's son.
Was that really?
Yes.
Oh.
Wow. Do I know more, like, monster
It's been a long
movie
time
lore.
since I saw any Godzilla movie.
Speaking of which, you haven't listened to the podcast, have you? That I actually, it's a little exclusive downloadable content for you Spreaker users. So the last episode 223, I actually put in the sounds of Godzilla going when I was talking about going through my
I heard it.
Yeah. Okay. When I was talking about Godzilla going through my SimCity city called Slackjaw Yokel, I actually put the sounds of the Godzilla movie behind it. So it's like, dun, 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 and he's crashing through stuff. But the thing is that the movie is kind of weird in that the Godzilla sounds weren't exactly where they kind of needed to be for that little short of a clip. So I actually layered multiple sounds over and the music itself. So I created out of whole cloth this sound of Godzilla going through my town.
Nice.
Yeah. Actually pulled out explosions from other parts and put it in. So I was trying to do some, visual, some audio theater in your head. So yeah. So that's a little downloadable content, is that particular section of Godzilla doesn't exist in real Godzilla. So,
Jason Webb.
Wow, you watched 3 Godzillas in 2 hours the other day? Oh, you got 3
Godzilla.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, your city must be very polluted in order to get 3 Godzillas. Man, that's a convention.
I get aliens. That's all I get in mind now. Aliens and freaking tornadoes.
Jason Webb got G3. It's like all the Godzillas in the neighborhood just all showed up, and it's like, going to Vegas, out drinking and getting a hooker. Oh. Shonikin says, I was listening to it during a workout at 3 this morning. Feels like ages ago now. It was ages ago. What a long damn day. All right, so.
Yeah, it has been. And this is the first day. Like, there's still more press conferences.
Well,
wait.
Who's got press conferences tomorrow?
I'm interested in Square Enix because they have this game called Murdered Soul Suspect. That seems really cool because it's like L.A. Noire if L.A. Noire starred a ghost. And you're investigating your own murder.
Cool.
I'm really intrigued.
So yeah, I'm exhausted. It's been a really, really long day, and I want to say right now, thanks so much to the chat room for being right there as soon as we start, not only watching the press conferences yourselves, but also then coming in and spending another hour talking to us about them. Thank you so much. You knowing that you're out there and you're listening really is, not to sound too much like Jack Trenton, but you very much are the fuel in my engine to get me through an incredibly long day where I never had a break of more than 30 minutes. It was awesome. Thank you so much. So, quick wrap up of the day. Highlight of the day. Anybody? Either one of you? What was your big highlight?
Sony's press conference.
Sony's price. And any game that was a highlight of the day?
Watch Dogs.
Kingdom Hearts for me.
Let's see, what was the one that I have to go back in my notes because it was like, talk about seems like ages ago. God, it seems like Xbox was ages ago. It was an Ubisoft game that was multiplayer. The Crew? Was it not The Crew? It was
The Division.
Not The Division. There was one other one.
Rayman?
What the fuck, no.
Hey, Rayman's cool.
Let's see. Playballs, Dragon Age.
What was the other big Ubisoft game? There was that.
Let's see.
The Division, The Crew, Watch
Ubisoft,
Dogs,
Rocksmith,
Assassin's
Alice
Creed.
Change, South Park's next gen titles. The
That's right, South Park.
Crew. Oh, the 64-player versus 64-player. Battlefield?
Battlefield.
Yes.
Battlefield.
Yes.
Yeah, it took you that long to remember what your highlight was.
Yeah. Well, I knew that there was one that I was super, super duper excited about, but I couldn't remember what it was because it was so long ago. My brain is dead. But yeah, Big Nick. Sorry, it's what happens when you are tired and you read at the same time. I all of a sudden turn into
13 and a half.
Ron Burgundy. A big hit for me was as far as games, was the Battlefield 4, and
Yeah, that's right. That gave me hope that DICE isn't going to ruin Battlefield again.
right, that they kind of may have learned some lessons and not going to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that the big overall huge announcement is the price. I mean, the other stuff was awesome, but if it hadn't been for that price sold it. The price of the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. That just blew my mind. Did not expect it. Nick, you nailed it. You called it. Both you and who else was it? Was it Dave the Tech who called it?
Shonikin.
Or was it Shonikin? I forget who else called it in the chat room that was going to be $3.99.
I have a question for you guys, and this is something that's floating around. If they were to sell it for, let's say, $100 or $150 more with a Vita, would you get that package?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know. Because I just have no point for a Vita, really.
Well, if I get a PlayStation 4, yes, I will. I will definitely have a use for a Vita because it's going to enhance, it's going to have extra content for all of my games. It's going to be, as seamless. If I'm going to buy into this PlayStation thing, I'm going to buy in completely. There's no reason to go halvesies on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably just go for the PlayStation 4. And then, Black Friday, they'll have another crazy Vita sale like they did with Assassin's Creed last year.
Yeah.
True.
My question is, what games would you get out the bat for the PlayStation 4?
Well, it depends what's actually out.
Well, I'm definitely going to do the PlayStation Plus, so that's going to get me that game, that racing game.
The thing is, I'd
Crew.
probably get multi-console stuff like Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed.
Right. Yeah, definitely. But I'm Transistor.
Yes, Transistor.
But that's
Octo.
next year.
I'm so excited about Octodad. So excited about Octodad. Drive Club, yeah. Don't Starve is going to come out. Well, they mentioned only 3 really launch titles for it. And what were they? They were...
It was Knack,
Killzone.
Drive Club,
Killzone,
I think Infamous.
Infamous. Oh, yeah, Infamous. But that's unfortunately Q1, so that's not a launch title. I don't know what my launch title stuff is going to be. Till they give me a list of launch titles, I'm not going to know.
I'd probably just wait until Watch Dogs or Assassin's Creed comes out and then buy it in those.
Yeah.
I'm in no rush.
Yeah, it's kind of like a big sigh of relief that I know now what my next gen console is going to be. That decision, it was so made, and I could make it so easily. There's nothing in me that's going, yeah, but. There's no yeah buts, and I've always had a yeah but when I've had to do a new console. So, all right. Dudes, I have not fed my husband. I haven't even started dinner. I have no food in the house, and all the stores are closed. So,
Talk about tacos?
So, yeah. No,
I may be going out and get Jack in the Box tacos tonight. And
yeah,
unfortunately, it's going to be all on me because I literally have, I think, probably said 3 words to Engineer Kev. He's not. My dog has been like just so not. She's just looking at me like, pay attention to me, maybe me. So I am going to essentially decompress from a very long day. Once again, thanks to everybody in the chat room. If you're listening to this on download, thanks once again for listening to it on download. You guys rock. And also, don't forget, coming up July 25th, we are going to haven't really quite decided how we're going to do it, but it's going to be both on Spreaker and on our regular show at gamehounds.net. Gamehounds Christmas in July 25th. We are going to be giving out an ass load of Steam codes. So you are going to be able to get presents from us because we love you. All right.
Hello.
Thomas Brown Jr., that's who called it $3.99. So you and Thomas Brown. Yeah, that's who it was.
Yes.
Anyway, thanks so much, guys. Thank you, Piss Boy, for being here, for joining in and filling in the empty chair. Nick, thanks so much for hurrying home so that you could talk on air. And thanks again, once again, to everybody who was part of any of these events. Love you guys. We will talk to you later. Bye.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Later.